Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to And Unity for All. Today I'm going to talk about both political parties and your relationship to them. And, both major political parties, our government, our whole government, and you are in an abusive relationship. Make no mistake about this. You are in an abusive relationship. And you are the victim. There is no other definition for this. Before I launch into the full description of why, let me point something out here. Our government puts addictive drugs and weapons on the streets. We've heard about how the CIA manipulates all these drugs being sold on the streets. And yes, they're making money off of it. I mean, have you noticed how they talk about all of the police departments getting money for, and seizing property for just the accusation, and then that you are doing something illegal, and then you have to prove that you're not doing anything illegal. You cannot get your own property back. They can walk into your house and say, we think you're doing something illegal, so we're going to take everything in your bank account, every penny you own, and all of your property until you can prove, without any money in the bank to hire a lawyer, you have to prove that you're not doing anything. Good luck with that. Guns. Tens of thousands of illegal weapons on the street. Drug cartels with tens of thousands of weapons. Here's what you don't hear about. You see these raids where they seize hundreds of weapons at a time. What do you not hear about? You don't hear about the theft of tens of thousands of weapons at a time. How often do you hear of a gun store or a warehouse full of weapons being raided and the entire inventory sold? Rarely, if ever, do you hear of this. You remember Obama, Fast and Furious? That was just what you heard about. Because they're all coming from somewhere. They don't just materialize out of thin air. They're not all Russian weapons. They're not all Chinese weapons. Most of them are made right here in the U.S. Guess what? The gun companies that lobby your congressional representatives, they're making money off of this. The drugs coming across the border. For years and years, we've got now thousands of Border Patrol agents, drones, and God knows what else along the border. Has the flow of drugs slowed down? No, it's gotten faster than ever. We've got more drugs on the street now than we did 30 years ago. More people addicted now than we did 30 years ago. That's not happening without inside help. So that's just a part of it. But our government, with all of this, tells you that you are supposed to believe that we need to militarize our police more, and which means you have to pay more to protect you from something they are complicit in, possibly causing directly. Well, that's a sign of an abusive relationship right there. Let's go into the rest of this. Both political parties, our government, Congress, I call them Congress, stress on con, because you're being conned. They are lying to you continuously. They verbally abuse you. They talk you down. They make you feel bad about yourself. They tell you that everything they're doing is to protect you. They steal from you. They take the food off your child's table. They put your neighbor out in the street in the wintertime and tell you that it's illegal to feed your neighbor, to help your neighbor. They keep your wages down. And it's all for your own good. And you keep believing it. You keep listening. You keep making excuses for them. It's not for your own good. None of it is for your own good. And they continuously tell you how everyone is your enemy except them. And then you find out that they're in bed with every one of your enemies that they declared. And you're still telling yourself, oh, well, they have to do it. We go from Republican administration to Democratic administration, back and forth. You're being passed around like a bitch. They're your pimp. That's all. And what does that make you? Because you're still paying them. You're still going out on the street and working for them and giving them your money and defending them. I don't have my microphone nearby. This isn't working. You're in an abusive relationship. You're making excuses. They abuse you. They take steps that literally, physically harm you and then leave you without medical care. More and more, they're taking money away from education. They tell you socialism is bad. And then you look in the news and you find out schools in Baltimore don't even have heat because capitalism is working so well. I haven't heard of any schools in Denmark or Russia going without heat. All the socialist countries that have higher levels of education, yeah, they're not going without heat. Their children have a better education. But they're going to make you believe that this is your enemy. Our government takes these steps that harm you put your neighbors on the street, leave your children hungry, and they go up to it, they militarize our police, and then war. They're sending your friends and your family members off to war to be torn to bits. They're killing your family members, and you're still talking about how it's all for your benefit. That we need to wage more war. That we need to put more of our neighbors on the street. It's not working. You need to wake up and see this for what it is. We have the power to walk out the door, to end the two-party system, to demand that these things stop. We have a lot of options. We just have to see what we are doing and change what we are doing. Stop allowing the abuse. Stop saying third parties can't win. Of course they can't win. Not when you won't give them the chance. And I'm always hearing about Bernie. Sorry, bud. If your friend that's going to save you is in bed with your enemy, then how much of a friend is he? Russia. He's the one shoving Russia down your throat. Election fraud. He covers up for it. Make all the excuses that you want. It's still an excuse. It is an excuse. You are standing up for your abuser. He makes promises that don't materialize. No. We need better. We need better. We have to demand better at all levels, from bottom to top. We need to not accept any more excuses. Stop standing up for your own abusers. Stop letting them screw around with your enemies while they take your money to defend you from the enemies that they're sleeping with. Just stop it. Wake up. You are in an abusive relationship, and you are complicit until you stand up. Share this video widely. Please hit like and subscribe. If you can, please become a patron on Patreon, and I will talk to you tomorrow.